Bruno is just a young guy trying to make his way into the world, finding his way to be creative. In a world where he thought he could only just play guitar, now he's discovering many opportunities that a city like The Hague offers to me. As long as you know where to find them, a guy like me or a guy like you can find a new place to grow as a professional, as an individual, and just as yourself. For me, everything I've done in my life was music based. Most of my life I've been into like metal and rock. So that's where I picked up the guitar from. But I think at some point in my life I was a DJ also, in high school. So now I'm kind of just like, okay, I know I have the creative side in me, but how can I translate this to like a career? So I put the guitar down and stuff, and I was just trying to figure out what is there in the world for me where I can put my skills that I love to do into something that will bring something back to me and that I can give something to the world. So that's how I got into events. It's there's a lot of creative work going into it, trying to make an event special, and also like it's a lot of connecting with people, which is something that I love to do a lot. I like being social. I like meeting new people, seeing what they're about, and also providing a really cool experience. Well, it wasn't like a moment like that, but I think it would be the influence around me. Like my closest friends from school, they're all doing events, or like connected to events, doing social media. Mostly electronic. So I got a friend who does drum and bass events. Another friend would do doing like hardcore and stuff like that. So I think subconsciously, like that maybe, got into my head a bit. And then at some point in school, they were like, you got to choose a minor. For me, it was either music or events. And I just saw events was a bit more practical, more like you got to actually do an event. So I was like, you know what? I need that. I need something that really puts me in the field. I kind of just took a leap to it, like just automatically. And I really connected with it. And so I'm still trying to figure out what exactly it was. But like I said, just the experience of events and connecting with people and seeing something you work so hard, be somewhat successful, it's really nice. My first event in The Hague, it was actually at Rooms also. It was for the events minor that I did. I knew the guy that worked there, a really nice guy, and I told him like, hey, I'm doing an event minor. We're gonna need a client to do an event. I heard the new club you work at, it just opened up, so it was actually a recently new club at that time. I have a group. We want to do an event, and he was just like, yeah, let's do it. It just happened that they were looking to do student events also, so trying to reach into that area. So okay, we'll work on that for you, see what we can do. And this event came to happen. It was called Written in the Stars. Yeah, it was really fun. It was like electronic music. I was clearly figuring out how it worked and all that. But I had a lot of friends who came to support. By the third event, it was really successful. We booked some really talented DJs. Of course, like my friend Wes Florian. He was always there from the start, and also like really cool guys like Halo and Flying Ryan. Just all cool people. That part of working with artists also, seeing people so passionate about their art and just seeing them execute that was really nice. Like my friend Rohan Taro, I was like, hey man, you want to gig in the club? Let's do it. And then seeing him do it like, yeah, that brought me joy. Well, for me, like personally, I was always just at the right place at the right time. The way I connect with people is kind of just always being myself, but also being really adaptable to any conversation. Of course, there's a language barrier here, so that's something to get through. Sometimes you have to wait for your opportunity where someone notices like, oh, yo, you're not speaking Dutch. And then you jump in with some stupid joke. If you want to come to study in The Hague, really just jump into it. Even though at some point it may feel like there's obstacles to go through, you will find that it's actually quite a welcoming city in terms of the people that you can work with, the people that you can connect with. The city will teach you many things. I feel like my experiences here are the reason why I am who I am today after these 3 or 4 years here. Try to branch out of school also, I would say, especially if you're trying to begin a career, begin a network. There's schoolwork and then there's work. And I would say one of my best connections have been through like getting out of my vision to opening it up outside of school. Don't expect your school to give you everything on a plate. Put a brave face on and just go out there. That's a good question. I would say like the most impactful band in my life, of course, is Metallica. Actually, the first snippet of metal when I was like a young kid was my friend showing me like he opened up his flip phone. Hey man, I recorded. It was like actually Last Resort by Papa Roach. Yeah. And yeah, now like Papa Roach will always be like a guilty pleasure of mine. Yeah, that was my first intro. And then my dad was like a metalhead. He was a bassist in a band once also, so he had a lot of Iron Maiden CDs. All of this artwork from the bands. As a kid, I was like, this is so cool. It's like these little devils and things like that, you know. So I remember like stealing them, taking them to school, showing them to my friends. They're like, yeah, what the fuck is that? You know. And then at some point I searched them up. Yeah, that's where it all started, I think. The music scene, yeah, that was my first experience into getting out there in The Hague, actually, the live music. When I started meeting new people, I met friends such as Jos, Joey, Philip. You met Philip. All of them in a band. And for me, that was like, oh my god, that's amazing. I want to be in a band. They're just really cool guys. Yeah, whatever, come with us. Let's go, you know, check some of the live bands. My friend Joey introduced me to a lot of the local music, and there's this amazing bands here like Fussy Teeth. My friend's band, 32 Elephants, really nice. I've seen so many different acts here that I'm like, God, people here are so talented. I personally didn't expect any of that from here, and it actually, in Grote Markt itself, in the Zwarte Router, they turned that into like a live venue. The first time I saw it was when my friend played, and I was just kind of like amazed. I was like, this is here? That's crazy. And he was in like a hardcore punk band, so my friend behind me just pushed me in at some point, and the rest was history. The live music here, it will amaze you. I feel like if I didn't meet my friends, I wouldn't have delved into it. You could say maybe it's a little bit hidden, but once you get past that point, you're opened up to so many new experiences in The Hague. The thing that makes The Hague unique, as I mentioned before, it's not the biggest city, but there's so much happening in this small area. You can go to a nightclub and then go to Grote Markt, see a live band. Sometimes there's a festival happening, whether it's a live music festival, Sneester, you know, in Grote Markt part, or where it's a club hopping festival where the city is the festival, the clubs are the stages. The creativity of this city to take what it has and to make it into something more is what makes it stand out. I'm so excited for the future of the city. I've seen so many new things ever since I came here. It makes me want to learn about the city's history, see where it came from, how people take what they have, which is a beautiful city, and turn it into something you never would have expected to see here. What makes The Hague unique is its people. My name is Bruno Mejia, and I am part of the circle.